Sure hope Dr. Dre is getting his sleep. He's going to need it. If his estranged wife, Nicole Young, gets what she wants, which is 21 hours to roast him. Not roast, because that makes it sound like it's going to be fun, but grill him about their divorce case, in particular about the existence or non-existence of a prenup. She has filed documents saying that Dr. Dre has, in fact, been dodging her for a deposition in their divorce. She says that there were 2 that were scheduled already that he's missed.
Which is really fast, by the way.
And now she wants 21 hours. She spells out the number of time that her lawyers are going to need.
Yeah, so there's 2 elements to this, Charles. It's 8 hours for the prenup and another 13 hours to ask him about his financial dealings. She says that, he has avoided, as you said, the depositions a couple of times already, and that she needs this kind of time to fully explore his business dealings. I think she tries to assert real leverage by saying this is a man who has escaped the wrath of the law for too long through violence is one of the things she mentions. And I just think these are repeated shots across his bow saying, if you don't settle up here and do what I think is fair, I'm coming after you. I'm going to expose who you are to the world and get your money to boot.
She also threw a lot of things in in her document when she suggested that the prenup had been torn up by him. So, it seems to me what she may do is get into, the state of the marriage when he allegedly did this. He says he never tore it up, but presumably they're going to get into this. And Jason, it just does, I could not agree with you more that this is the kind of leverage that lawyers sometimes use to settle cases, where they say, do you really want to sit for 21 hours?
Yeah, I was going to say, is this like an intimidation thing where you say like, okay, we're going to grill you for 8 hours. 8 hours about a prenup.
Yeah, I mean, intimidation's a loaded term. I would say this is leverage. She's playing these cards, and they're very effective cards. He does not want to sit for 21 hours, and I don't think a judge is going to give him 21 hours, by the way. That's an awfully long period of time. The financial records presumably could be gotten from other witnesses, not from him. I would assume that he has accountants and managers and things that can testify to that. But she's trying to assert as much pressure on him as possible to not only sit for a long deposition, but the word violence that she used, that's the one that to me really was saying, I'm going to expose your dirty laundry here if given the opportunity. That word that was in her documents really stuck out to me.
I agree. Now, again, it's not just tearing up the prenup. She wants around $2 million a month, at least in temporary spousal support. She says he has been stingy, that he has withheld credit cards. We know from his side, we're being told that he says he's, stepped up and is paying for absolutely everything. So obviously, they're at the war stage.
Here's the very important question. I think you guys can answer this question. If he agrees to this, does he get to negotiate bathroom breaks too? I mean, that should be like the judge should say they're going to be, every 20 minutes or, every 40 minutes, you get to go to the bathroom because.
No, there's a section in the civil code, Charles, that says when you got to go, you got to go. So they leave it at that.
That's civil code or penal?
No catheterizations during deposition. You get to leave and go to the bathroom, and that's okay.
My name is John Berser. I'm calling from Covington, Georgia. And I think this is ridiculous. I think a lot of times when women divorce rich men, they think that it's Christmas time. Some of the things that she's asking for in this 21-hour deposition, $900,000 a month for entertainment, $125,000 a month for charity. How are you going to make me give money to you to give to someone else? It becomes a point of being utterly ridiculous, and it takes away from the real need here.
I got to tell you something. What you just said is so interesting, and that never really occurred to me. You're right that giving money, that entertaining, she may be able to justify it, but charity, it's interesting
because charity is your decision.
Not something she needs to live. It's something that she did to help somebody else, which is different than traditional spouse. That's a really interesting point. I never really thought of it.
But we should say, to be fair, John, your theory about Christmas doesn't really hold up because it's not his money, it's their money.
Well, no, Charles, you're assuming
she's right.
No, right. Charles, you're assuming a conclusion. You're assuming a conclusion because if there's a prenup, then it might be his.
Well, some of it is.
Well, we don't
A
know what the
specific
terms of the
amount
prenup-
would be.
When she came into this marriage, it's not like he was poor and they built this empire together. He was a good $500 million, you know, into this $1 billion that he finally amassed.
Well, John, I don't know exactly what the numbers are. That's what the deposition will be about. But I'll tell you what, I like your take.
I know.
I guess what I'm doing it today, Harvey.
I know, but
John, you're getting a T-shirt. You're getting a T-shirt, man. Thanks
You're
so
getting
much.
the T-shirt, John.